No one walking? Jeez, you guys are lazy. No one's walking. Okay, hello everyone. Today I think we have a few outstanding questions from last weekend. Okay, go ahead.
So last weekend we were talking about neutering the dog. So one of them asks, what if it was my payback to my pet?
Repeat.
Someone asked, what if it was payback to my pet, meaning they probably neutered them past life, so they're neutering them back.
Then lucky you. Next question.
Does the leg pain when meditating help to avoid karmic retribution?
Come again?
Does the leg pain when meditating help to avoid karmic retribution?
What karmic retribution?
We were talking about karmic retribution last week. So does the leg pain help with it? Does it help resolve it?
Question is, what karmic retributions?
They didn't say.
That's what happens. You want theory. I don't have any theory to tell you. You give me a problem, I can talk to you about it. You want to talk about theory, go to the university or the IBA. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of person. What is a problem? It's no problem, it's nothing to talk about. You're afraid of karmic retributions. Okay, I'm making fun of you. Yes, it does. You want some nonsense general, you give me nonsense general questions, I can reciprocate and give you nonsense general answers. Yes?
Karmic retribution as in illness.
As in what?
Illness.
There's something wrong with my hearing today. It's like everything has to be repeated before I get it.
Karmic retribution as in illness, getting sick.
Should go see an ear doctor. As what?
As in illness, getting
As in
sick.
Illness? Absolutely. When you meditate, and by design, we make it difficult for you. This is one of the things that I lucked out, because this is the quintessential Wei-Yang lineage Chan training. Okay, you can go to the other schools, the other practices, and they will cater to your whims and desires and your bliss and peace. We don't do that. Okay, We don't have time to do that. You can go over there, there's plenty of places for you to go and enjoy yourself and be happy and feel so superior in your meditation practices. Okay? Ask Chánh Phong in San Jose, that's what he does. Don't you? Give him a microphone, San Jose people. Huh? Don't you?
Oh,
This guy likes to meditate. And he goes to, if you name any temple in the San Francisco area that's either Vietnamese or Chinese, he's been there. Yes?
yes, Master.
And when you went to those places, your purpose is to feel better, wasn't it?
No, my purpose is how to endure the pain per Master YongHua's teaching.
Boy, that's a surprise.
But none of them's teaching that to their student.
So it's funny, I don't want to put him on the spot because I still need him. Wait till I don't need you anymore and you see my real me, okay? I will treat you like a kaka. Anyway, the point here is that I'm very lucky because when I first started, my teacher was dying. He's on his last leg. So he didn't have time to teach anymore. Didn't have the strength to train people anymore. So he only gave me general sense of direction on what to do with my life, with my cultivation, without even telling me that's exactly my instructions. It's very, very, very Xinhua and Chinese-ish, if you will. So I had to pick up things from reading his teachings and from asking his disciples, the so-called trainers, that he gave them instructions to train us, latecomers and low-level people. So I asked them, and I read the translations of his teachings, which is I'm very grateful for. And that gave me the fundamentals of Chan training. But he never taught me directly. He never told me he never gave me personal instructions per se. Never, ever. He only gave me general things and let me figure it out, which is something you don't want to do to your beloved disciples. Chan is unlike the rest of you worldly people. Chan is not something you can figure out on your own. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. Okay? But anyway, so in general, so I'm pretty sure that's not how you train his disciples either. Okay? But they have the luxury of having him around. So he'll come around and fix them. And fix the way they meditate, standing meditation, sitting meditation, and slouching or whatever, okay? But I didn't have that luxury. One of the things that I picked up since day one is that because of my nature is I like to challenge myself. Okay, you don't need to challenge me. I challenge myself. I'm my worst enemy. My worst competitor is me, okay? Because I see you when I say, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna surpass you, okay? So I beat myself. You don't need to beat me. If I don't surpass you, I beat myself, okay? So anyway, the one thing that I picked up from that I decided to do was to beat myself, to endure the leg pains. And his instruction is very simple. He says, endure the leg pain. And like so many of you, it hurt so much when I sat in full lotus. Okay? It hurt like hell. I didn't like it. My entire life, I'm self-indulgent. I seek pleasure. I sought pleasure. I'm still seeking pleasure. So you want me to endure leg pains? That's totally non-Western, if you will. I'm more Western. I may look Asian, but my educational background is French and American. Nothing Vietnamese at all. Nothing Asian at all. I'm what the Vietnamese call mất gốc. Okay, someone who lost his roots. When I was younger, my parents called me little French boy because I said, French is far better than the Vietnamese. Why should I learn Vietnamese culture? It's a waste of time. So I learned French culture only. Read everything in French, never Vietnamese. Okay. So anyway, but I started out on the right foot when I practiced Chan meditation because I decided to overcome my fear and my repulsion, my rejection of leg pain, because it bothered me so much. I said, if this Chinese Chan master says I need to endure it, I will endure it, and I came up with, I'm not kidding you, 100 different ways to beat it. And I did. To the point I can turn it off just like this. But you know what? I refused to, once I discovered that, I refused to even do that because I said, this is cheating. I'm going to endure it. I'm going to beat it. Until beating it to me is, I have no more fear of this leg pain. Today, I'm still afraid of it. I am not finished yet. It seems like there's lots of questions, so I'm going to take my time. But I didn't realize that's quintessential Wei-Yang Chan meditation training. You know why? Because if you commit to try to do something you cannot, that's exactly Wei-Yang training. It's not about understanding, because you are not as smart as your sisters. They understand much faster than you. Okay? But they're not doing. You are doing. That's Wei-Yang. They're not Wei-Yang because they're too smart. They pick up things like this so fast, right or wrong. You look at your brothers and you say, he's smart, but I'm smarter. Don't you? Huh? And you know you're smarter, you prove it to him, but he doesn't even realize it. Okay? It's not about smarts. It's about doing. It's not about knowing. You can know all you want, but you can. I will guarantee you will, I'm looking at you, you will never be able to figure it out. You can't. So it's not about knowing, it's about doing. So I started with doing by enduring. And by doing things I'm told to do, I'm asked to do. And that's it. Okay? Reading all the junk I read, I realized later it's all junk. Knowledge is garbage. You want to become enlightened? Okay? You want to improve, you need to do what you're told. Because you can't figure it out. So you endure the leg pains. And by enduring leg pains, okay, by doing that continually, I went from 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours. I started jumping. I wasn't willing to go 2 minutes anymore, 5 minutes anymore, half an hour anymore. I started jumping by hours, by days. You think it's funny, it hurts like hell. And by doing that, one thing I discovered is that my health improved by leaps and bounds. Okay? I used to have, for example, to get a cold every month, my entire life. Once a month, I get a cold. No matter how what season it is, whether it's summertime or wintertime, I get a cold at least once a month. And after I started sitting for about an hour and a half, okay, I was able to reach an hour and a half of leg pains, okay, and I was able to do that every day, sitting meditation every day. It went away by itself. And my level is very low. My level was only second dhyana, and most of you are way beyond me already. I was like that for years. Okay? But I punished myself, challenged myself. Okay? And for Min's level, for example, he came to me when I first noticed him months ago. He's only first dhyana. Now he's in third dhyana. And look at him and says, there's no way the COVID-19 can harm him. He can harm you, he cannot harm him. You may be smarter, but he's safer. Your choice. See that? So it's about doing. The greatest benefits out of life is from doing, not from knowing. Knowing is only good when you do, when you use it in your daily life. That's called wisdom. Wisdom is to know the right things and then to do it every day. Knowing belongs to cerebral, belongs to intellect, is useless. It won't get you rich, it won't make you happy. Knowing, the problem with knowing is that it gives you a false sense of security, makes you more arrogant, and makes you miss the boat. Because you have a tendency to hang on, to grab the small benefits. That's the problem with knowing. Okay? Wisdom is to let go of the small benefits, to sacrifice the small gains for the big picture, for the larger gains. That's why your brains can only see the small gains. You cannot see the big picture. You don't have any wisdom. You can't figure it out. Because your makeup is that you grab the small gains, okay? A bird in the hands, if you will. Okay? So that's a long answer to tell you that, yes, leg pains will help resolve your illness issues. Because the more you can endure, the healthier you become. No two ways about it. Number two, the question is whether it's enough, it's fast enough. Okay? So be careful. Don't knowledge is double-sided. It's a two-edged sword. Yes, the leg pains will help you reduce your karmic retribution, resolve your illness issues. But it's only proportional. The flip side of it is only proportional to your ability. Okay, your skill level. Okay, still have a question? That's it?
2 more questions.
2 more questions.
Last time, the master kind of indicated that if people do bad things, the consequences will bite back later. Based on this logic, bad people should have died earlier or they will suffer the next life.
It depends. For people like me, for us, the retribution comes very quickly. For people like Billy, it comes a lot slower. He just came late. Why is that? Nature of blessings. When you have more blessings, they come very quickly. You have fewer blessings, they disguise. They submerge and get real close to you and bite you in the butt before you know it. Whereas when you have blessings, they come and you can see them coming. Because if you let them bite you in the butt, it may be lethal. If you see them coming, you can prepare yourself and beef up your defenses and learn how to deal with it. Okay? So it depends on each person, depends on the severity. I'll give you an analogy. This is an analogy that you can use. For example, if you beat up on Alon, how old is Alon? 2 years old? 3? 3 already? Oh, good Lord. You beat up on him, you inflict pain upon him, okay? He will run away. He'll cry and cry and run away. But you beat up on the president, it comes right back at you. Okay? So there's also this aspect of what kind of the kind of offenses that you commit against, who you committed against. You see? So you can imagine that if you commit offenses against the Buddha, for example, Bodhisattva, boys, are you in big trouble? They come at you in a way that you can't even see. They overwhelm you in no time, you can't even tell. Okay? Yes.
For ordinary people, where can we get the leap of faith to believe in the next life?
For ordinary people, why do you find a leap of faith to believe in the next life? I can't help you because I have no interest in helping you develop that faith. It's none of my business. It's always, my dilemma is that I'm not trying to prove anything to you, okay, in any way. If I do anything that can be, if I look at my actions and say, am I dropping hints so that you believe in next life, or do things that will help you believe, make you believe in next life? To me, that's so demeaning. It's so low, so underhanded, that it's not acceptable to me. Okay, so you don't want to believe in next life? Don't believe in next life. What's the big deal? I will tell you this though. You may not believe it right now. Okay. Right now, in Rosemead, California, what is the temperature? Let me see. 90 degrees. I'm sweating like a pig. Okay? Whether I believe in the or not, doesn't matter. I could convince myself right now that it's not hot, but my body perspires. Okay? It has nothing to do with my belief. I could tell myself, intellectually, it's empty, it's no heat, it's not hot, it's not cold. You can talk to the Buddhists, you can talk to the the faithful, the Buddhist believers, and they would tell you it's all empty anyway. It doesn't matter. It's not cold, it's not hot, it's not anything. You can believe anything you want, but the fact still remains that I'm still sweating. It's funny, because I was meditating, I realized that I'm sweating. I said, should I eliminate my sweat or not? I said, that is not even worth thinking about. Anyway, the point is that I'm trying to tell this person that why don't we, are we so arrogant? Don't we care that we don't even try to help you believe whatever? It doesn't matter, okay? Whether you believe there's a next life or not, you're gonna die and you're gonna change body. Whether you believe or not is irrelevant, okay? What matters is that, from a professional perspective, what matters is that it's my responsibility to talk about it. Once I'm done talking about it, I've done my job. That's it. It's not for me to try to convince you. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas never try to convince you that they are right, that they have this Buddha vision, they have this vision of the entire universe, not just your tiny domain that's, you can't even see your domain in this Milky Way galaxy. Can't even see it, okay? Your measurements, your instruments cannot even measure the scope of your own galaxy, let alone this entire universe, which the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas can see. Okay? They can see you migrate from body to body, from life to life. Okay? Whether you believe it or not. So all we're doing is to share with you what we taught. No, I cannot see it. In my personal experience, yes, I've seen some people who die and then they go into a ghost state and they're in trouble, they're in pain, they're in suffering. You too will find out for yourself at the end of this life. Then, when that happens, I tell you this, you may not believe now, then you believe, and then if by then I'm probably dead already. One of my disciples will show up and say, you see, my master told you, we told you so. Okay? Then eventually down the road, you will believe. That's all. Okay. And that's the nature of the Buddhist teaching. We're not trying to sell you, we're not trying to convince you anything. We give you what we offer you, a vision of the facts. It's way beyond your comprehension. And eventually you see for yourself, it's true. So for us, in Chan meditation, again, I never have enough blessings to be able to be taught directly from under this great Chan master, unlike this, his disciples, that monk right there, 50 years under him. I don't have that kind of luxury. I don't have that kind of blessings. I was kicked out after 4.5 years. I had to leave after 4.5 years in their system, and it turns out to be a stroke of luck, because I don't want to be like them. You belong to the system, then too Chinese. I'm too Americanized to be able to survive in that Chinese environment. Anyway, I forgot what I'm trying to get at. The point here is that for us in Chan training, we None of the teachers, Chan, patriarchs I know, is trying to convince you anything. Okay, and look at him, the same thing. You know, it's only the people who are trying to sell you something, who are trying to convince you of this and of that, convince you they know more than you. They know the secrets. This guy I like because he's not trying to convince you at all. He's one of the few disciples of my late Chinese teacher who not interested in convincing you, not interested in doing anything. That's his weakness as well, but he doesn't know that. In Buddhism, it's also a sickness for us. Okay, but anyway, it's none of your concerns. The point here is that historically, none of these people ever tried to convince you of anything. Okay, never tried to teach you anything. So when you have a problem, then we can talk to you. You have no problems. Don't believe. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? You do your things, we do our things. Eventually, you happen to not believe there's a future life. I can guarantee you that in the future, you will. That's why we don't need to convince you anything. We don't need to try to sell you anything. You sell yourself. You will convince yourself. Because what? Because you see it for yourself. That the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas historically have never tried to sell you anything, have never tried to convince you anything, and all they did is that they showed you the way, what to do, so that one day you yourself, sir, will find out. You be face to face with your God. You say, what I learned from those Buddhists is more accurate than what you've been teaching me. I guarantee you that. It's just like we teach the small boy, 3-year-old boy, what he can only understand. We cannot teach him more than that. Okay? Yes?
That's exactly the problem. For people like myself who have strong interest in Buddhism but need evidence to support the belief, it will be difficult to believe it just because you said so. But I guess you will say it is not your responsibility to help them. He's a scientist.
Very good. A scientist, then I'm impressed he asked about belief. Okay, that's excellent. That's a very good question. I give you a straight answer for if you go to these people, these great teachers, okay, if you ask them, help me increase my belief, you get the similar answer. I'm not inventing anything new. Okay? But it turns out that the reason, so it's about how you phrase the question. You phrase it wrong, if I answer it, it will come across I'm trying to sell you. Okay? That's why when you ask these people the wrong questions, you get the wrong answers. I tell you to go look for a footnote advisor, and you send them a letter, send them an email, text them, or something like that. You're going to get a no, for sure. Because the proper way to go is you have to suffer. If it's too easy, then they can give you a very easy answer themselves. You get my drift? Force equals reaction. You don't want to put in the effort, they will not put in the effort either. We all get what we deserve. Okay? I told one of their disciples, I said, "You're in trouble, I can help, yes, but you're not my disciple. I don't want to usurp their relationship with you. You belong to the other side of the tracks. We're different. You're here, you learn, you're practicing with us, no problems, okay? But when it comes to this kind of big issue here, okay, you have to go see your teacher because they made a commitment to help you. I didn't make that commitment. So for me to help you would be to usurp their commitment to you. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. So I said, go. And I will help him. I said, why don't you go to Berkeley and ask the guy in Berkeley? So he went. Because I refused. I said, no, I don't care. You can die in front of me, I don't care. I will not usurp your teacher's rights, your teacher's commitment to you. So he's forced to go up there. Okay? So you don't even make the commitment. You don't even make the effort, because this is the problem with the age of the internet. It's so easy for you. You can sit in your comfort in your home and type a question, Master, how do I increase my belief? So I said, well, I don't know, because that's the easiest answer I can give you. It's I don't know, because I don't know you, I don't know anything about you, I don't have any details about you, therefore, you want an easy question, I'll give you an easy answer right away. Whereas if you show up to me in my temple and say, Master, I've been doing this for a while now and I'm getting nowhere, like Chánh Phong, okay, like Yung in San Jose. I've been looking for places to practice. I go to Vietnamese temple, I go to Chinese temple, I go to Master Hsiang-Hua's temples, I go to this nun, I go to that monk, I go to Korean temples, I have to go to these places, okay? Then I look at you differently because you make the effort. Because now I feel obligated because all my colleagues have not been able to help you. So if I can and I don't, then we have no compassion at all. You understand? You have to put us in the position where we feel compelled to help you. Don't make it so easy. You say, I have this question. Okay? And can you teach me? I said, yes, I'll be glad to teach you. Well, you know what? I'm much better. I am much better teacher. My teacher or Patriarch Xu Yun and so forth. There are plenty of materials there. It's true as well. But that's the easy answer. The difficult answer is that you look at me and said, I'm a scientist. I've been practicing. Okay, I've been crossing my legs for 10 hours now. Okay, and I'm still my faith is still very shaky. What's the matter with me? And it's different. It's a different kind of question that requires a different kind of answer. Does it make sense? So you have to ask the right questions before you get the right answers. So you hang in there. Eventually, because of this question, the rest you have the clues on how to ask questions now. You see, so that's the advantages of coming, and then you find out that your problems is not that much different from the rest of us. Okay, So, of course, the quick answer is, of course, the sure way to develop faith is what? Does anyone know? Was it yes, green shirt? That's a surefire way to increase your faith. Yes?
To practice.
To practice, all right. Anything else? Catholic quarters, Christian quarters. What's wrong with you? You should have this microphone. Do we need more microphones?
So I think if he wants to become Buddhist, I think he should cross his legs. If he wants to become a Christian, to pray and go to church.
He says, become Christian, you develop faith a lot faster. Hallelujah.
But also, you need to work on it. It just doesn't come easy, and I learned that the hard way too.
Yeah, okay. All right. Anything else? We have this Christian way, excellent, okay? Yes. Can't hear you.
Find a good knowing advisor.
Easier said than done. Anyone else? Yes, Q&A. See, this sign is still, do you see this? Can you see this thing here? This is A and Q. these Northern Californians, they kind of, the vision is kind of distorted. Yes. Go ahead.
One of the things he can do, Master, is to do a lot of good deed, and maybe then he have enough blessing, and then he will be able to get.
Excellent. This woman here is my disciple, one of my disciples. You still have something to say, sir? Go ahead. Add to my disciple. Try to better that. Just kidding. Go ahead.
One of the things he could try, maybe try to help the homeless. He will help him a lot too. He's a scientist. Maybe try to find a cure for the coronavirus. Whatever he can do.
I couldn't hear you.
If he's a scientist, try to get the cure for the coronavirus, study on that, maybe help the homeless, maybe...
Not that kind of scientist. Don't make fun of him. What was said is that you create more blessings, you generate more blessings. Okay, that's excellent. In Mahayana, now I will tell you. Okay, in Mahayana Buddhism, that includes Chan meditation. Okay, the basis of Chan meditation, the basis of Tibetan Buddhism, the basis of Hinayana Buddhism, the basis of whatever, okay, Catholicism or Christianity, whatever, okay. The basis of that is for you to be able to benefit from that requires blessings. You need to have blessings in Catholicism, therefore you need to build churches, you need to, whatever them people ask you to do, okay, do charity work on those things, fantastic, okay? That's how you accrue Christian blessings, Okay? You want to accrue Mahayana blessing, you want to accrue yoga, you want to improve in yoga, you need to accrue a lot of yogi blessings. No two ways about it. Okay? You want to improve in meditation. Okay? Hinayana, then that's what Jung did. He created a lot of Hinayana blessings, which are not very useful for Mahayana Chan meditation. Okay, so you want improving Chan meditation. Okay, like my disciple Sanjay just said, you create blessings in Chan meditation. That's a Chinese secret. That's why whenever they had this Chan Chis or Chan monasteries in China, they are one of the best, the better supported places, because they know that the Chinese is ingrained in a Chinese culture. They're supposed to, you talk to the Chinamen and Chinese women, they know they're supposed to create blessings. Period. Okay? It's in their culture. Okay? It's unfortunate they don't realize that it's too general, too vague. It's more, has to be more specific. You want to improve in Theravada practices, create Theravada blessings. Go and help build temples in Thailand, in Sri Lanka, in those places. Okay? Print sutras in all those places. Okay? But you want Hinayana blessings, okay, then you have a lot more choices, okay. And then if you want Mahayana blessings, you have a lot fewer choices. Yes? Can you know, the point, feel free to speak of mine. I don't have anything important to say. I'm only here to discuss things back and forth, until you're bored. Yeah. Yes, you have a comment?
Well, I mean, I was getting the causes, then we're not going to have the right effects coming. So
Precisely.
It's not all about just
Precisely.
our effort right now, what we're trying to make happen. We have to. But
Right.
then what you were just saying now is, if we want results in a certain area in life, like the Hinayana or the Chun or the Mahayana or the Christian or at the university or whatever, then we direct our blessings within
more
a certain
efficient.
realm to
It's
be
my Western tendencies. Yes, I'm a lot more efficient. The Buddhists would teach you to go create blessings,
So if
but I will dissect it for you.
So if I want to be more successful here, then I should
Yeah,
I need
create
to-
even
yeah.
more blessings.
here.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Master.
There's a simple reason for that. Okay, the good things you get out of life, good things you get is similar to getting the fruition, a fruit from your labor. Yes. Okay, so you get what you sow. It's that simple. So so blessings is simply seeds, okay? Blessings consist of seeds that you have to plant, and your blessings also involve watering, fertilizers, the sun, the wind, and all those things. That's the nature of blessings, okay? But you can't plant in Rosemead, California, and then go to Russia, expect to be able to collect fruits in Russia. Okay? Yes, eventually we'll get there. We'll export to Russia eventually, but you may have to hold your breath for a long, long time. Okay. So that's why it's a lot more efficient for you to know where to plant. Okay, you don't plant. I don't plant haphazardly. Yes.
In the sutras, they say that the best way to accumulate blessings is to share the teaching of the sutra. So they said that in the Vajra Sutra and the Dharma Flower Sutra.
Yes.
They said that is much better than giving everything in the entire world to donating everything in the entire world. What's more, what creates more blessing is sharing.
Yes. That's true.
Just even a tiny bit of knowledge. Would you agree with that?
Yes, that's true. But that's Chinese. I'm more Americanized. Okay. It's true because when you do that, when you give the Dharma, that's what I'm doing to you. I'm giving you the Dharma and giving you my knowledge of the Dharma, okay, of the truth, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Okay, but for me to see the benefits will take a long time. It will be a long time before you become enlightened, and I'll be dead way before that. Okay, and I'm very impatient. I'm too Americanized, and that's too Chinese for me. Okay, that's true. You give the Dharma, it's a tremendous blessings. Okay, but personally, I want to do things that help me see the benefits this lifetime, whether it's Chan meditation. If I practice Chan meditation, I want to become enlightened. I'm very goal-oriented, too westernized, if you will. Okay? If I want to recite Buddha's name, I want to go to the Pure Land. Otherwise, I'll be wasting my time. Okay? So similarly, when I give you advices, you plant blessing. You can give. I used to tell people, go plant blessings anywhere. So my students did that. They went to in the U.S. Unfortunately, there's only Hinayana temples. So they went and gave everywhere, and they said, "See, my master told me to do so," and they came back. They still get nowhere. So I said, no, I can't keep on misleading you like that. I can only con you for so long, and then eventually have to tell you the truth. So now I'm switching my tune a little bit and said, maybe you ought to give to Hinayana temples first and see what happens. It seems to work. Yes. Still have more questions?
Master, to sum it up, the way I phrased the question was wrong, and number 2, I need more background knowledge or efforts is needed to ask the right questions. Is that correct?
Exactly. Okay. It's okay to ask questions, but where I came from, my hands are tied. And part of it is self-inflicted. You have to ask me the right questions before I give you the answer. Okay? Because in my prior life I was a salesman, so I sell you anything to benefit myself and my company, and I'm ashamed of that. So I told myself, if I keep on doing that as a monk, I will be doing a disservice to my teacher and my teacher's Dharma, so I stopped selling. Okay? And one way to make sure I stop selling is that you have to ask the right questions. I only answer you I only answer your questions, not more than your questions, unless I like you. Yes? So, to help the scientist here, he framed the question wrong. That's why I gave him a vague answer as well. Okay, and the answer is that a surefire way for him to increase his faith is by creating more blessings. That's all. Create more blessings, and naturally you ask the right questions. Okay, and you create blessings by reading up more on the right stuff. Do not read Hinayana stuff and then come and then your question is still Hinayana stuff. And I don't answer Hinayana stuff because my knowledge is very limited. My knowledge is only Mahayana, if you will. Hinayana, too complicated for me. So. And if you create blessings, okay, then one thing's going to happen, okay, you will not quit. You quit because your blessings run out, okay, because this guy, a lot of people came to me and asked me asked me that. They wanted to know, they wanted to get more knowledge. They wanted me to prove this is a Pure Land, prove that there is a ninth samadhi, prove there's something called enlightenment. I said, who are you for me to prove to you? What kind of nonsense is this? Okay, you don't deserve my having to prove to you. But anyway, so the point here is that these people get very offended by my bad attitude, and they quit. And it's because if they had the blessings, even though I can be very rude to them, they will not quit. Because in my standards, these people, they talk to me like that in my prior life. I said, who are you to talk to me like that? I didn't quit. If I'm going to walk your path, I'm going to become like you, I'm not interested. But I didn't quit. In spite of all my paradigms, my reference points, you cannot talk to me like that. Okay? So your blessings manifest in the form of not quitting. Okay? What does it have to do with faith? What does it have to do with faith? If you don't quit your faith, what happens to your faith? It increases. So someone sent me an email recently and said, between parentheses, I'm suffering, and it's not that I don't believe in you and so forth. It's not a matter of faith, but I don't want this problem to continue. And I haven't been saying anything. And it's funny because if you really have faith, you shouldn't even send me the email. So this is a case where the faith is not enough yet, that they still feel, this person still feels that they need to email me to justify, explain why there's a problem. Does it make sense to you? Someday you will understand. Yes, ma'am.
When you teach us to cross our legs and to sit longer, when you help somebody to cross their legs or to sit longer than they normally could, are you creating blessing?
Me?
And if any one of us.
Are you creating blessings? Are you creating blessings sitting longer?
No,
Absolutely.
when we help somebody, when you're helping somebody.
Yes, absolutely.
Second question then, follow up. If I'm getting paid to help you sit longer or
Yes.
to sit, am I creating blessing?
Yes. Not as much.
Thank you.
This is why we do these things for free, because you create more blessings. Because we also need blessings ourselves. Don't think I'm doing this because from altruistic motives. I'm very selfish. I'm doing this so that I am creating blessings for myself, so that I can improve. Just like you, I need to accrue blessings too. I'm not like the typical person who says, a typical monk says, I need your money so that I can have a bigger temple and I can have a bigger, more impressive things, because that's a use of my blessings. Okay? I want my temple to be very simple and very small, big enough only because that's how I conserve my blessings. I need it to become enlightened, not the big temple is for you, it's not for me. I have no interest in a big temple. Okay? Yes, ma'am, way in the back. Yes, thank you for waiting. Now, we all over, don't worry, we get to you eventually. Yes. Orange has problems? Okay. Sorry about that. In the future, when there's more of you, you should try to test the equipment first. Change the batteries, test equipment. Because in my prior life, you like that. I don't talk to you anymore. I talk to you through 2 or 3 people. I don't want to talk to you directly anymore. Yes. Blue.
Dạ, thưa Thầy, con đang thực hành hình thiền. Nhưng mà con có cái bối rối là con không biết con đang thực hành đúng hay không. Và con đã đạt được tiến bộ chút nào hay không. Con muốn Thầy giúp là con có thể dựa vào cái nào để đánh giá là mình đang làm đúng và có tiến bộ. Dạ, con cảm ơn Thầy.
Master, I have a question. I am practicing meditation right now, and then I could like to know, can you show me how to tell that whether I am doing it right or not, whether I am making progress or not?
Oh, God, I'm hungry already, but this question cannot be answered that quickly. Can we do it after lunch? No. How to answer? Someone help me out. No, don't help me out. Then we'll take even longer. I'm proud to tell you that what we're doing at our way places, our temples, is to teach Chan meditation using the Wei-Yang lineage style. American, not Chinese. These people are too Chinese for me. Okay? If you're Chinese and you're Asian, you say, I know some people like that. They say, I'm Chinese. I prefer to be Chinese than American. Or substitute Vietnamese, Korean, whatever. Okay? Know anyone like that? Okay. And my answer is that I'm a nomad. I have no country. Okay. Sometimes I like to eat Chinese food. Sometimes I like tacos. Sometimes I like pasta. Okay. It's more interesting to me. Okay. Only because I'm a muklok kind of person. Because I lost my roots kind of person. My point here is that the last year or so, last couple of years, I started elaborating more on the Wei-Yang style of Chan training, and I even qualified as American Wei-Yang because I don't want you to think that this is Chinese at all. The Chinese have their way of training their own. Again, I'm not good enough. That's why I was spit and given a chance to swim on my own. Okay, and that's why it's an American Wei-Yang style of training. And as one thing you can rest assured of is that If you ask that kind of question, your level is very low. Okay? And we have a lot of my disciples are excellent trainers. Okay? You follow their classes, whether it's online, whether it's in person, I assure you that if I allow them to teach, that means they know how to train you properly. They're helping me, giving you the proper foundations for the Wei-Yang style of training. Okay? And when you are good enough, okay, I assure you, they also have been trained to forward you to someone better than they are. Okay? So they don't have the precision of knowledge to know exactly where you are, but they can tell that they can no longer help you. Okay? And that's number one. Number two, if you have enough blessings, meaning you translates into if you don't quit, you will improve. And that's why it's funny that we started today with San Jose. I made fun of my engineer in San Jose who goes to all the temples he can think of. I tried everything he could think of to practice, okay, our Chinese master style of Chan meditation. And so he quit from one way place to the next. You want to go to one place, then quit. Go to the next place, then quit. Go to the next place, then quit. He didn't realize that when I first saw him 10, 15 years ago, I said, you've been practicing under my master style for so long. Okay, you even took refuge as a third generation. How come your level is so low? So I will tell you what. This is between us. Okay, don't tell him. And I said, I tell you what. I will help you get the second dhyana. And after second dhyana, I see whether you learn anything. And after he got the second dhyana within months, 1 or 2 months, which is higher than where he was. He came to me after all the years, okay, 0 dhyana. So after a few months, after a couple of months, he went to second dhyana. I said, you still don't get it. So I tell you what, you go back to where you came from and see what you're going to pick up. And after years later, every time he came to my temple, I said, you're still making no progress. Only to myself. Why? Because he quits. He thinks he's creating blessings. Okay? But at the wrong field of blessings. You see that? So one day he decided, well, I'm fed up because all the people around me at this temple have progressed way beyond me. So I'm going to dig in and try to figure out what they have that I don't have. You see? So now he's, what level he's at right now? First stage Arhat. A dime a dozen. Our environment is nothing. Okay? But he's way beyond everyone else. But then, you see, as long as you don't quit, okay, you learn a lot from observing from people around you as well. Okay? You want to make sure if you are interested in making progress, you come regularly, and now you put the pressure on us to help you. You don't sit there and say, oh, how do I make progress? Teach me. I say, yeah, I teach you. Make progress. Okay? Isn't that teaching? I'm reminding you should be making progress. How many teachers would do that for you? Don't come and practice, recite the Buddha's name, recite mantra, and then say, okay, that's enough, right? Say, no, it's not enough. You have to make progress reciting these things, doing these things. Otherwise, you'll be wasting your life here at my temple. Right? Chinese, they don't care. They make you waste your time, your entire life. They say, your life? We American, we can't do that to you. Okay? That's what I learned. I will not waste your time. Because I waste your time, I'm wasting my time as well. Why should I bother sitting here, spending time talking to you and meditating with you if it's not to help you? It's you who refuse to come. I'm not forcing you. So the scientists from afar, you want to develop faith, okay? It's by doing, it's by coming. Make the effort. Fly over here. Take a loss. Show your sincerity, and that will increase your faith automatically. Okay? Either by deciding that we're a bunch of phonies, okay? And will increase your faith towards science and where you came from, or will help increase your faith in the Dharma. So either way, you make the effort, it increases your faith, regardless. You don't quit, your faith increases. And if you create blessings, plant blessings in the right field, your faith will increase exponentially. That's required for your improvement, not your knowledge. Okay? One thing that I learned, this is not I learned from a Chinese, but I learned from trial and errors, is that you don't need to know. You don't need to know a lot. You only need to know enough to become enlightened. That's how my master taught us. You know that? When I share with you this tidbit of that I find interesting. I came to Mahayana 25 years ago, and I just like most of you, I read about it. Okay? And I said, wow, this is fantastic teaching. So profound. I loved it. Intellectually, I found it so stimulating. Because I read mostly Hinayana teachings. When I read Mahayana teachings, 莫名其妙. Okay? Chinese says, I have no clue how wonderful it is. I will admit to you, I have no clues whatsoever. Hinayana, I said, wow, this is so logical, this is so well structured, this makes so much sense to me. Okay, Mahayana, no clues. That's why you need faith. Okay? Faith to believe, so that the faith is required for you to do, not to understand, because you cannot understand. It's about doing. Okay? So anyway, so I came to the Chinese system and was disappointed because I'm too Americanized, like most of you. Okay? And I'm too impatient. I consider it to be a waste of my life to do things without any direction, without any goals. Okay? I forgot what is a very important point that I figured out, that I stumbled on by chance. I'm sorry, maybe I'm too hungry. If I remember, I apologize. If I remember, I will bring it up next time. It's a very important point, but it's just like everything else. It comes and goes. What?
I think it doesn't take much to become enlightened.
Yeah, along that line. Yeah. I remember now. Thank you. So I came to Mahayana, I was to Buddhism, and my master impressed me so much. Not his disciples. My master impressed me so much because the simple reason that he never tried to impress me. Only 2 people in my life never tried to impress me because they're so far better than me. They never tried to impress me. His disciples, they all tried to impress me. That doesn't impress me. Okay. So anyway, but I couldn't understand it. And what I picked up from the teaching is that you need 3 things: precepts, samadhi, and wisdom. Okay? So logically, my first reaction is that if morality and precepts are the foundation, how come you guys are not learning about that? My first question to them. I look around, I said, which one of you understands precepts? Which one of you understands about morality? Not you, not you, not you, not you. Isn't that fascinating? So I decided very early on, as soon as I got there and they tried to teach me about precept, I asked them a question, what does it mean? And my monk teacher couldn't answer me. I said, you cannot answer this simple question, fundamental question about precepts, and you dare stand there and teach me? In my prior life, I would not be able to accept that. I said, you're wasting my time. You have no respect for me. Okay? It's unacceptable. But anyway, I didn't say anything. So very soon, very early on, after a year, I decided I'm going to go and learn precepts because that's the foundation of Buddhism. Precepts, samadhi, wisdom. Before you have samadhi, you have to have precepts. Okay? Then you develop samadhi. Then you develop wisdom. That's what the Buddha said. That's what everyone knows. How come these people don't understand precepts? It's a waste of my time. I hang around here. So I went, after 4.5 years, for a lot of reasons why I hang around a lot longer than I planned. And I went to Taiwan to learn Chinese and precepts. So I went to these schools where they specialize in teaching precepts. Okay? Very well supported. You are well taken care of. All you do is you study precepts the rest of your life. That's it. And I quickly realized that these people understand the precepts, wording, but they don't understand how the deeper level of precepts. I was also then disappointed. I came back disappointed. Okay? And then I started, I have nothing else to do. So I started applying follow my Master YongHua's training schedule. And I studied. And then eventually I understood what I just told you. You don't need to understand all the precepts. You don't need to be a dictionary. You need to know which ones you need to use in order to become enlightened. Because you don't carry a dictionary around with you every day, do you? That's very important. This is why, but how is that dictionary helping you become enlightened right now? You see? So the way Yang lineage is very interesting is that the way my master trained it is that these people made it because they only know enough to get there. However, okay, that's still not enough yet. That's where I fault my teacher. Once you get there, it's now your responsibility to know enough, more, a lot more, so you have more pathways, not just the one that applies to you. Okay, your responsibility to broaden your knowledge, but not before. Because knowledge, again, is only for a purpose. You acquire knowledge for a purpose. You don't acquire knowledge, just unlike you, intellectuals and scientists, you acquire knowledge for the sake of acquiring knowledge. For us, okay, we acquire knowledge in order to become enlightened, meaning that only the right kind of knowledge, only the necessary kind of knowledge, okay, to get there. Once you get there, then you have to broaden your knowledge so that you can help more people, not just yourself. This is where my master failed to do for the other side. They're too complacent, hiding under his shadow, in his shadow. We don't have the luxury. We're not. We don't have money, we're not supported, so we need to make our own pathways, trace our own trails, blaze our own trails, okay? And in order to do that, we need to be able to help more people, not just Chinese style. Because Chinese style is only for Asians. It's no good for people like me or you. No good for scientists. Proof is that no scientists follow them. Because they don't know how to talk to scientists. They don't know how to help scientists. So, my challenge to that scientist person, why don't you set a goal for yourself, become enlightened? It can be done. It's never too late. All right? Sorry it's taking so long. It's 11:25 now. No more questions. Let's go eat. Thank you.